Hey guys, what's up? It's Justin aka Diego, and I make Protection Paladin videos. And I am going to be doing a series of Protection Paladin videos to kind of just cover all the Cataclysm changes. And I'm going to try to cover everything, obviously not in just one video. I'm just going to go over them in separate parts. So this video I'm going to try to cover all the basic things that any beginner slash noob would try to not quite understand and might not know, and just try to cover everything that the Protection Paladin is about. But in this video, I'm going to try to go over the basics. So all you guys that are a little bit advanced, I'm sorry, you'll just have to wait till I put out a little bit more advanced video. We're going to be talking about rotations later, gearing, so on and so forth, min-maxing, and what to reforge, so on and so forth. But as for now, we're just going to talk about the basics and what changed and how we tank now. I'm just going to go over real quick. We're going to open up our spell book and go over the new abilities we learned from level 80 to 85. The first one we get is at level 81. It's called Inquisition. This is basically our holy power dump for AoE tanking. You'll see there it consumes all of our holy power to increase our holy damage by 30%. Assuming you use every 3 holy power on Inquisition, it does have 100% uptime. So if you're AoE tanking and for some reason trash takes, your trash pack takes 3-4 minutes to kill, whatever, that's just numbers I'm throwing out there, it should have 100% uptime, assuming, like I said, you are using 3 holy power stacks every time on Inquisition. The next ability you get is Healing Hands. Sorry, Holy Radiance. I don't know why I keep calling it Healing Hands. This is a pretty significant amount of mana. You'll see there it requires 9,000 mana. If I just use it, it's about one third my mana pool. And as Prot, it doesn't heal for dick. It's a pretty lame, weak ass heal. As for now, it's not used. I haven't seen any situations where it's been vital that I've used it. Yes, it does help out, and if you're judging a lot on single target, you should have enough mana to throw it in there if for some reason your raid needs a little bit of extra healing. But like literally, it's about 1k a tick from what I've seen. So the effect diminishes further than 8 yards away from you, which kind of sucks. And each player beyond 6, so 6 or more, it really starts to diminish. So it really doesn't heal for that much. And their next and last ability we learned at level 85, Guardian of the Ancient Kings. All specs got this for Prot. It's our last cooldown. It looks really awesome. Hey, let me pop him out here. Looks pretty cool. Look at that. Follows you around. Heal me, winged creature of life. Heal me. So it's 50% damage reduction for 12 seconds. So it's our best cooldown. And in all intensive purposes, I really don't use this unless I'm at about 35% health ish. And I usually don't use Ardent Offender unless I'm about 20% health or lower in one shot range to maximize that Ardent Offender free life proc. Otherwise, I pretty much use Divine Protection when I'm around 75% health, and I also have a trinket that I use. It's a 1 minute cooldown. It gives me mastery and 1260 parry. I also use that quite. Blade Storm! Look at that cooldown. That's so awesome. Paladin Blade Storm. Look at it with wings. Yep. I should name this video What the Fuck Paladin Blade Storm. I'm going to. How many views am I going to get? 1 billion. So next, we're going to talk about the abilities that we get in our single target and multi-target rotations. Crusader Strike is basically just for single target. It does do more damage single target than Holy and Hammer of Righteousness. It should. I can't really get into a good spot where I won't cleave anything. Yeah, see, I'm getting multiple hits on it. Anyway, yeah, so Hammer of Righteousness for AoE and Crusader Strike for single target. For some reason, if your numbers are different and your Hammer of Righteousness is still doing more damage than Crusader Strike, which I don't think it should be, just use Hammer of Righteousness. But like I said, I don't think that's going to be the case for a lot of people. But for some reason, if you're trying to not break CC, Sheep, Spheres, all sorts of CC traps, um, use Crusader Strike in fear of not breaking that CC. And you also have to be careful of Holy Wrath, because Holy Wrath is a pretty significant CC breaker I've noticed in my 5-mans. Avenger Shield is a actual smart cleave. If something's CC'd, it will not jump to a CC target. Blizzard programmed it that way, which is really awesome. But I have noticed, I don't know if it's a bug or not, but it will jump to a Warlock's feared target. If they have that thing glyphed, if they have fear glyphed and it stays in place, kind of acts like a sheep or a polymorph. But for some reason, the Avenger Shield will jump to it. But that's the only CC I've noticed that the Avenger Shield jumps to. And Roots too, but Roots really can't be counted as a CC. That's more of a snare, so it's a little bit different there, I guess, on the programming part. Our next ability is Judgment. This one's pretty vital. It gives you mana. It's 30% of your mana pool every 10 seconds. So to keep your mana pool going and to be able to keep threading and keep using your abilities, you have to work in Judgment. And not only that, Judging gives you a chance. It's Sacred Duty right here, so it's 50% chance to make your next Shield of Righteousness crit. And you'll see I actually have the buff right now. Let me use it before. Oh no, got it. So it's and Shield of Righteousness is your main single target holy power dump, and it's the most predominant and highest TPS ability that we have, single target wise. So that is pretty baller. So judging is pretty important for a couple reasons. Keep your mana up and getting that proc to use your free crit, assuming it hits. If it does get parried or dodged or something, that buff will go away. So just keep that in mind. This is just don't call me out about my spec. I'm testing the spec out. I actually kind of like this spec for rating. I'll talk about specs later, but if you're like, oh my god, why do you spec like this? This is I'm working on this spec. I like this spec personally, though. This might have to be the spec that I recommend to you guys for progression or 5-mans. Our next ability is Avenger Shield. Like I already said before, it's a great pulling tool. It's a smart tool. I have it glyphed right now for single target. That's because we just got done raiding. But even with the cleave in there, it works really, really well on trash. And even multi-target tanking, obviously. So I mean, it's just a great range tool, great range silence. It's just an amazing ability. And then last but not least is Holy Wrath. I don't ever use Holy Wrath unless I'm tanking 3 or more targets. Well, I use Holy Wrath if Avenger's Shield isn't up. I should say it like that. So I always prioritize Avenger's Shield unless I'm tanking 3 or more targets, because obviously Avenger's Shield will only hit 3 targets unglyphed. Holy Wrath is going to split its damage up against any number amount of targets. But you'll see there, crit for, what was that, 17k-ish or something? And so Avenger's Shield, I mean, even non-glyphed is going to do more single target damage. So if you get Grand Crusader procs, which are used, or I mean, has a chance to proc off Crusader Strike and Hammer of the Righteousness, I use Avenger's Shield on the, over Holy Wrath on single target, unless that one stipulation that I said I'm taking more targets than 3. So yeah. So that's basically it for the beginner guide. We're gonna go over a bunch of other stuff like gear, how to gear up, where to gear up, best places to get, where to get them, rotation, spec, all that stuff for all you guys, so we could all be on the same page come raiding. And I'll also get some raiding videos out once we start doing some more raiding content. We killed the first boss in BR, I forget what it's called, the one above BRD, whatever that raid is. We killed the council type boss, which is pretty fun, but I didn't get any footage of it, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it and look it up on Armory. But that's been it, and I will see you guys next time. You guys have a good one. Later.